Herb London's with us. The president is the president being tough enough here?
My feeling is that these are consequential decisions being made by the president, but insufficient.
Insufficient?
Insufficient. I would like to see a freezing of Russian assets. I mean, keep in mind that when you have the Russian interference, not only in the cyber business, but also in what happened in the UK, it's a clear demonstration that Putin is sending a message to the West. He's sending a message that you are pusillanimous. You no longer have the will to stand up to us. I think that the President of the United States and Theresa May have an obligation to do a lot more than they're doing.
You know, we've suggested that these sanctions are because of the interfering and the meddling in the election. That's all true. But what emerged yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security, the Russians actually got inside our electric grid, hacked into it, and are in a position to shut it down, parts of it at least, as they did in Ukraine. Right. That is a serious provocation.
It's astounding, absolutely astounding. So much could be done in the United States to harden our electric grid. We did not do so. It strikes me that the Russians understand that. The hackers in Russia are not as talented as the hackers in the United States, by a long shot.
Oh, you want to hack back?
Oh, I want to hack back. I want to hack back and say, you know something, you want to play this game? We can play it as effectively as you. And keep in mind that the United States has the ability to do so. We have been very restrained.
How do you know that?
Oh, well, a little intelligence material. But I am absolutely positive of that assertion. In fact, the Chinese are probably better than the Russians. But there's no doubt that the finest, most talented hackers in the world are right here in the United States.
Are they in New York? Yes, I mean, look, I'm laughing about this, but that would be...
That's a serious matter.
Because we could do it without anyone knowing it.
That's correct.
We could do it very quietly.
How do you know we're not doing it?
How do you know we're not doing it? Well said.
Well, one of the things that happens is you don't know whether there are sleepers. That is, you can put a virus into an electric grid, and you could say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we're going to pull it out. You do not know when that sleeper is going to be activated.
Good point. What about using our energy dominance against Russia?
We could certainly do that.
They're a petro state.
Look, one of the things that I would do is to say to the Russians, you know something, you rely on all of the revenues from natural gas. One of the things you might consider is the United States is now going to liquefy the natural gas in Leviathan in the Mediterranean, and we'll sell it to the Europeans. We'll start competing with you, and we can do that very easily. So, look, you know something? The dominance that you've once had, you're no longer going to have. This is another very important card that the president could play.
So you think we should play a much harder...
Much harder, yes. I think we've got to send a message to Putin. Putin is, for a considerable period, has engaged in this kind of activity. We have enough empirical evidence to point out that Putin has engaged in this not just over the last 5 months or 6 months, but the last 5, 6 years.
It's just like 1952 all over again.
Oh, to some degree it is. That's right.
I remember it well.
That's right.
Herb London, thank you very much for being with us.
Oh,
thank you, sir.